LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. On a good night, listener discretion is advised.
What did that guy say? I don't know. That music was ripping, though.
The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. That's 1-800-LOVE-191.
And now, here's LoveLine with your hosts, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yeah, I am like a recovering heroin addict when it comes to desserts, which is as someone who's got about 2 days sobriety.
Yeah,
I'll be all right. But somebody sent me, for instance, a case of Tasty Cakes.
Oh.
Do you know what Tasty Cakes are?
Those are those little, right? They're like Hostess type cakes, right?
Yeah, they're like Hostess, but
like
they're
cinnamon rolls.
They're from Philadelphia.
This sort of cinnamon rolls.
No, they make a bunch of different varieties, just like Hostess or Dolly Madison. They originate in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
My dad being from Philadelphia, me going back and forth to Philly when I was a kid, always heard about Tasty Cakes. It was always very exciting, and it was to the point where my dad would load up a suitcase of Tasty Cakes and fly back with him because you couldn't get them out here, but they're quite a bit better.
Oh, boy.
UPS case of them. I don't even know who sent them to me.
Really?
Yeah.
How bizarre.
I would make a horrible king or czar or a ruler of some banana republic. Someone drops off a bucket of food in front of the house.
You just eat it.
I start eating it. like a pig when it gets out of the stall. People would say to me, "Hey, look at these Tasty Cakes. Where'd these come from?" I don't know. Well, what are you doing eating them? What do you mean?
They're here.
They're free. What are you talking about? Somebody, I read the box. There was a name on it. Had no idea. And someone said, well, you must have talked about it on the radio. And I thought, no, I never did talk about Tasty Cakes. But I ate about... Then another guy brought me over a couple of pies.
Oh, boy.
And I lived solely off Tasty Cake and pie.
Oh,
my diet was like... It was like I was driving a Hostess truck and it broke down on some highway in the desert, and I just lived off of nothing but snowballs and chocodiles for a week until until a rescue plane found me. That was basically my life. I got up and ate Tasty Cakes, and then I went to pie for lunch and dinner.
I was sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was the only thing worse than what you went through is I was sick.
You all right? Well,
I'm really actually like 85, 90%. It's still, this thing that's going around here, I'll tell you what, 10 days ago I told some people, because I was having to work, I was still having to take care of my patients during this time, and it got so intense with people getting these pneumonias that I kept saying, listen, you're going to read about this in the paper. I don't know about the rest of the country, but Southern California just being decimated. I've got 2 or 3 people I've been trying to get into a hospital for 2 days. You can't find a hospital bed.
Really?
Yeah. And you can't send to the emergency room because they're closed to saturation.
But it's just not in the hospital. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I didn't mean to stifle you, Drew, with a bad joke. But, I'm interested in moving on.
Yeah.
All right. So I worked out. I'm getting back in shape.
All right.
And that's it. Forgot to make a New Year's resolution. All right. Did you make one?
Survive the next year.
And don't give me this sappy spend more time with the kids because your wife's listening crap.
No. Oh, we had the big gift crisis.
Yes, yes. Drew was telling me about 5 minutes ago off the air that he made a huge relationship faux pas, which is he let the triplets open the presents on Christmas morning and let the wife sleep in and not be there.
Thinking that that's what she was instructing me to do because she'd been up with one of the kids vomiting all night, and we were all sick.
Right.
And I thought, well, I'll just make it nice, get everything done for her. And I told Ann the story, and Ann goes, is she okay? Is she survived this? I can feel that. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And completely, expecting an
part
empathic
of that
ear.
It's malicious personality, by the way. But
okay.
Yeah, but as a female, she could attest to that.
She just abs off. Are you okay in there, Ann?
Yeah, if Doug let the dogs open up their presents without me, I'd be pissed.
All right.
Right.
It's a maternal thing.
Part of the fundamental differences between men and
it really
women.
is.
And Drew, you try to explain this all the time, and women are very confused about how men act in relationships and vice versa. People basically act not only in relationships, but just in life, how they perceive they would want to be treated or how they like it. Like Drew, I know Drew was thinking, I would love to sleep in and miss this whole fiasco.
I'm sick.
What a treat it would be if Susan would get up, deal with the whole mess and the screaming and clean up the papers, and I would come sashaying out in my house coat and slippers about 10:45 a.m. and have a cup of coffee waiting for me, watching the kids all quiet at play with the toys that they'd opened some hours early.
Yes, absolutely.
That'd be a dream for you.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So
by the way, she can't accept that.
You then project that.
Oh, I just assume that.
Onto her.
Yeah, just assume that. She says, please take care of it. I assume, well, I'll take care of it. Okay.
All right, but are you out of the doghouse
Yeah,
yet?
because there are lots of interesting sort of psychological reasons that I missed it too, and I agree with her, and we're not fighting about it. I agree with her, and I'll do better.
I would not hold not being woken up against anybody for anything unless there was an actual fire in the house, and even then, I'd be mixed. Probably grumpy initially, and after a few hours when the fire department came by and I was out in the street with a blanket over me and that kind of thing, I'd probably then forgive them later on in the day.
Is this just from a nap or actually from a night of sleep?
Nap, any kind of sleep.
Okay. All right.
But if the wife was giving birth, if it was an anniversary, hell, even a wedding, and I got to sleep through it, I would consider that a coup. All right, Drew. Well, further proof that women do not think rationally. Rachel.
Hi.
You're 18. What's going on?
Okay, first of all, I have to say that, Adam, you're really cool. And Dr. Drew, I'm pre-med and I want to be a doctor, and you're, like, really cool role model.
Great. Congratulations. Good luck. It's a long road.
Yeah, I know. I figure I'll
Hang
get
in
the
there.
orgo and stumble and fall. And,
No. You know what? If it's really something you got to do, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Just keep that focus. That's all.
Yeah, I actually like chemistry, so
Good.
I don't know. Maybe orgo will not be as hard as surgery says.
What's orgo?
Organic chemistry.
Oh, boy.
Depends where you're going to school, too.
All these like, poli-sci and stuff like that. It does not make sense to us non-college goers.
Those kinds of terms?
Yeah, poli-sci, to me, I always thought was some sort of, I didn't know it was political science. I always figured poli-sci was like, oh, you work with fertilizer or something. Poly, to me, always means chemical. It's not short, it's not...
polymer.
Yeah, like polymer.
Yeah.
Like, I think it means many or something like that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, this is
We got to get back in our groove here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Rachel, go. I'm sorry.
Okay, my problem is I started going out with this guy in college at the beginning of this year. And about a month into the relationship, I sort of got the feeling, and he ended up telling me that he was bisexual. And then about 2 months later, 2 months after we started going out, he told me that he had been thinking a lot, and he realized that he wasn't bi, he was just totally gay, and so we broke up.
Okay.
And so the problem is that, number one, I'm with him, like, all the time because we're still really good friends, and he's my debate partner.
Oh, boy.
But I can't get over this.
What do you guys, what do you mean your debate partner?
We are on the debate team at my college. So we... debate teams are made up of two people each, and so...
You can't get over it because you haven't had a chance to get over it, right? Because you're always confronted with him. He's around.
I suppose that's it, yes.
How long ago did this happen?
We broke up at about the end of October.
About four months ago.
And they never went out that long.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't go out that long.
Did you have sex?
Nope.
All right. Well, it's a non-issue then.
No, wait a minute.
Why is
You
that?
can only
Why
be
would
in
you
so
say
much
that?
emotional pain if you don't have sex.
Is that right?
Yeah.
This is just some biological reality?
It never gets to the next degree.
In other words, that's as intimate as humans can get, is what you're saying.
I'm saying, hold on, Rachel. I'm talking now. What I'm saying is there's a certain plateau or border or something that you cross when you become physically intimate.
Right.
And you can have crushes and you can have feelings and you can cry and you can miss and you can yearn and you can do all these things. But unless the relationship has been consummated,
Right.
it still falls under, it's still in this category. It's
still not as far as it can go.
It's in San Diego. It's
Yeah.
not into Mexico.
Right.
When you've been to Tijuana and back, that's when you know pain.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
I'm saying it would be worse.
So, all right, but bottom line, regardless of how difficult the feelings are to deal with here, she needs the time and the space to do it, right? She needs to be away from the guy for a while.
I suppose. I mean, my question for you, Adam,
or find another guy.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, but my question for you, Adam, is if I didn't have sex with him, and so my feelings can't be that deep, then that would be even more of a black box of why can't I get over this?
Mm-hmm.
So you're asking us why you can't get over it?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like I've never had so much trouble with a breakup before, and this is just really.
Have you ever had anyone leave you before?
No, I mean I've only gone out with like 2 other guys seriously, and I guess it was more of a mutual thing. And the other thing is like the other 2 times I broke up, like they were bad breakups though. Like I didn't speak to the people afterwards.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what it takes.
I can't get past the fact her voice sounds like Linus.
Yeah. It really does. From Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, talk about the Great Pumpkin for just one moment, please.
I refuse.
All right, listen.
Look.
Yeah, I think a lot of this...
Wait, don't hang up.
I'm done with it. A lot of this, some of it's ego, which is this guy turned gay, and she feels somewhat responsible on some level for that. 2, he left her, basically. And she got caught up into that, and now she's having to see him. And here's what women need to do, and a lot of men do this too in a breakup, is they like to get angry at their partner. It's why when they have a big heavyweight fight, and they interview the fighter going up into the heavyweight fight, they never say, yeah, it's an all right, guys, professional, it's all business. You go in there, you do what you try to do, we're all professional athletes. They always say they hate the guy, and they want to kill him. Why? Because you need that to be effective.
It helps you, yeah.
Yeah, and when you're young and you break up, you got to hate the person because it helps you keep your distance from them and not get in touch with those feelings.
I get the sense of this. We're probably not. We have no ability to get at it in just the few minutes we have here. But there's something more subtle going on there. Something about the nature of that relationship.
Well, she's pre-med. Come on, Trish. She's got problems. There's no doubt about that. All right. I would get away from the guy. Possibly take a little break from the speech and debate.
Yeah, find a way to get some distance so at least you can get over this thing. I mean,
how long before she yells homo across the table during the heat of the debate?
They're partners.
All right, we're today's topic: the merits of the squeegee. Larry, you're pro. Rachel, you'll be con squeegee. Okay, little inside gay squeegee humor for Dr. Drew. Dan.
Yeah.
You're 17 years old.
Yep.
What's going on?
All right. I've been seeing this girl for 11 months now, and we decided to call it quits like 3 days ago. And she calls me yesterday, and we had a big talk, and it turns out now she's a month pregnant.
You think that's definitely...
It was like a year and a half ago she had an abortion with another guy.
All right, hold on a sec, Dan.
Yeah.
All right. Dan used the S word flagrantly.
Yes.
And I think we have to start disciplining idiots who just work in the word ass. You finish it off just as part of an explanation of another story that doesn't really have a whole lot to do with stuff.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand if someone's like in the heat of battle and they yell, "I don't give a good ass," and it just comes flying out of their mouth.
Yeah.
But just saying, yeah, she backed up all her ass. No real need for that one. There are plenty of other words.
No, let's talk to her.
We got to turn snacking into a effing sport. All right, but you can see that I was very charged, and we were talking about snacking.
And you were properly disciplined afterwards.
Yeah. All right, Dan, continue.
And now I'm just I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say to her, what I'm supposed to do about it, because I'm not going to totally just ditch out on her.
All right, what was the big talk about yesterday?
Well, she kind of just she told me yesterday that she was pregnant.
That was the reason you had the big talk?
Yeah, because we decided to call it quits, and I haven't talked to her. And then yesterday she just came up and told me, but she knew before, and I don't know why she didn't tell me before.
Who decided to break up with who?
Mainly me, but she was in agreement with it.
See, it's just kind of suspicious. That's all.
So why wouldn't she have told you when she found out, considering you were theoretically together when she found out?
Maybe she knew the end was near and was going to maybe on her own thinking, I'm going to get an abortion, I'm going to deal with this, and want to let this relationship die a natural death. How old is she?
She's 17 also.
What is it she's planning to do with the pregnancy?
See, that's what she doesn't know yet, and she wants to hear what I want to do about it, but I don't know.
What do you want to do?
I can say I'm 17, but that's only an excuse.
Well, right, but that's not a bad one, by the way.
Yeah.
But so you weren't wearing a condom or anything like that?
Yes, I was.
You were?
Yeah, but I don't know. I've had a break on me at least 3 times.
Did this one break?
Yeah.
Well, you know that this one broke.
Yeah, well...
Maybe you didn't sew it up good the first time.
No.
You're aware that this one broke?
Yeah, it would have been about that time when it did happen.
A month ago?
Yeah.
Oh, if only the kids had known about the morning after pill, Drew.
Yeah.
Isn't it a tragedy?
Yeah.
And she's used that before, too.
She has?
Yes, and then she did... I don't know, she's used it a couple times. Doesn't it induce her hormone or something? The pill the night after or whatever.
You know what now?
I don't know.
She tells you it doesn't work?
No, she just, I don't know. She didn't use it.
Dan's a little sketchy on that.
Yeah.
Dan is not what you call a detail man when it comes to relationships. He's more of a broad view, an overall man.
Yes, indeed.
He does not sweat the details.
But there is a morning after pill for everyone else who might be interested in detail, and that is overall or low overall can be taken within a day or two of
it's like
an unprotected
It's
intercourse.
like taking a high dosage of the birth control pill after the condom breaks.
That's absolutely what it is, and it's very effective in reducing the risk of pregnancy. It prevents ovulation, so the pregnancy's going to occur.
So there's no answer for Dan. Dan has to talk to her. They have to come to some agreement between the two of them. And it's like, step A leads to step B, leads to step C, or maybe step A doesn't lead to anything. You know what I mean?
He needs to keep his sort of wits about him and realize that there's something suspicious about this story. What is up here that she didn't tell him in the first place, and make sure that he knows for sure, categorically, that she is pregnant,
right?
And then begin talking to people about what her options are.
And
stay with her, and let her know what your feelings are. At 17, you doesn't sound like you're ready to be a father. Adoption is an option. Remember that.
All right. Hey, did you just come up with that?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of the way you delivered it. You broke it up. I don't know. I think it was a syllable emphasis or something. You went, remember, adoption is an option.
A week of vacation is great.
Daniel.
Yeah.
You're 21.
Hope we get our act back together again here.
No, that's it. We've lost the magic.
It's over.
Daniel? See what I mean? Daniel. Jackhole.
Hello?
What's going on?
Somebody's trying to beep in on my phone.
Well, forget it.
I'm gonna.
Good.
There's gonna be some...
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Basically what my problem is that I just recently asked my girlfriend to marry me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing her for about a year, and up until about 2 weeks ago, everything was fine. And then I really don't know what happened. She was staying here for a while at my house, and then she went back to she was kind of in between here and her mom's house. And then there was some financial problems with her parents and with her car, and they had to get a loan. And they ended up kicking her out because she ended up making a late payment on her loan or something.
What does it all have to do with her refusing to get married?
She's not refusing to get married with me. This is it's the whole...
Yeah.
It's a communication problem.
How old is she?
She's 21 as well.
What is the communication problem?
When I asked her on New Year's Day, and she was surprised, as most people are. And
try to tell me in a sentence, what is the communication problem? Forget the story.
Okay. Every time I try to make time to talk about it with her, she has something else
that's not a communication problem. That's avoidance.
Okay.
She's doing that volitionally, consciously or otherwise. She's afraid of this issue for some reason.
Okay. Is there something I can do about this?
She might be ready to get married. Maybe she doesn't want to get married. Maybe she's afraid she's going to hurt you or lose you if she tells you her real feelings.
Communication problem. It's like, listen, the guy laughed at me when I handed him the job application and threw me out of his office. Had a little communication breakdown in there. I still think I'm a prime candidate for the job.
Of course.
Daniel, please. She doesn't want to get married.
I'm not asking her to get married right away. This is an engagement thing.
Even that's scary.
You're 21. I mean, for a lot of people, that's a scary time. It's awfully young to get married for some people.
What do you want to get married so fast for?
Well, because I love her, and I was under the assumption that she loves me.
Well, maybe she does.
Maybe she's not ready to get married.
She may just be smarter. You know what I mean?
Probably.
I mean, listen, she can love you and you can love her, but she can still realize that you've been together for 10 and a half months and, she's getting tossed out of her house and
there's a lot going on.
Got a guy repossessing her Vega and is not ready to tie the knot or even consider tying the knot at this point.
Right.
You don't have to take that as a rejection, although I would take it as a mild rejection.
Well, I would look. You guys have got to be clearer in your communications, indeed, and she needs to be less avoidant, and you need to be maybe less pressuring or whatever it is that she feels she needs to avoid. Give her more sort of an opportunity to be open, and feel safer letting her show you her real feelings. But
she sounds like she's coming from a little chaos.
Oh yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
And Daniel may be doing his best to see if he can mop things up a little. And it's not a good impulse. I mean, you don't take her away from that. Let her heal those wounds, take care of that herself, and then you guys can sort of find each other later on. But she moved in with him and then moved back, and then her parents tossed her out over some sort of loan, and there's a communication problem.
Yeah.
It's sounding a little bit fishy here.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what you do, Daniel. You tell her, listen, I made this proposal, and I'm serious about it, but I understand it doesn't feel to me like you're quite, like it's a good time in your life to respond to this. So go ahead. Take your time, and let's just keep moving forward with the relationship. Take all the pressure off, in other words.
That, and give her an opportunity to tell you her real feelings.
All right, so what are we doing here, Drew?
We're going on.
Yeah, what's the next? I'm going to break. But
well, I had this one picked, but you didn't like that one.
Well, I thought it was a little depressing, that's all. And you can go ahead and sell it.
Little sister is suicidal. Should she tell her parents? Angel's calling us.
Okay, very important.
Yo, G. The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine. Right back.
Oh, yeah, right there.
It's LoveLine on WEBN.
Hi, this is Glenn.
And I'm Randy from Toad the Wet Sprocket.
And you're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Adam Carolla. God, so sexy.
Is Adam Carolla is just the sexiest name on earth.
Was that Lisa back there?
Yeah.
I like the Toad the Wet Sprocket. I like that band. They're nice guys, and they're real strong musically. Very good music. Enjoy them. All right, phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. And we're
just experiencing a great sense of relief that the holidays are actually over.
Yeah, me too.
When you mentioned music, I thought, oh, that goddamn concert we had to go to, and then
Drew, that goddamn concert we had to go to is the one that people sell their stereo system to get one ticket in the back of the arena.
They should have my place there. It's pathetic that I take up body space when the people that really would enjoy that.
Yeah,
really, it is. And
no, it's true. Everything is relative. And one man's trash is another man's treasure. For us, having to go to the concert and broadcast for 2 hours is drudgery. For many who are listening to our voices right now, just to be sitting up in that booth for an hour would be a thrill.
Yeah,
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what do you do? How do you cure that? You know, the only way to cure that is to switch lives with people, like for a weekend, 5 times a year.
Yeah, yeah. So some like 19-year-old that needs to live my life.
I'd be like a porn star and a blimp pilot and a field goal kicker, and I'd be happy. All right. Now, here's the key to life, everybody. You got to appreciate whatever it is you're doing when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the whole thing goes by and the joke was on you. I don't want to sound too trite here, but you got to get in the moment a little bit and try to enjoy where you're at, what you're doing.
Now, wait a minute, though. What if when you were digging ditches in the 105-degree heat, you were trying to enjoy what you were doing at that moment, as opposed to letting it slip by as quickly as possible?
Right. No, here's what I thought about when I did that. I'm miserable, but it is what I'm doing right now. And because it is what I'm doing right now, I'm going to try to do it the best I can because I want to get in the habit of doing things well.
Doing things well is different than
which
enjoying.
I've totally thrown out the window now, by the way.
We all are aware of that.
I know, you understand that.
But to appreciate the moment and to enjoy it and to relish it.
I didn't
different.
savor the moment while the Vietnam vet who was strung out on painkillers was yelling at me to run out to his truck and get his 4-foot level.
Yeah.
But I did say, as long as I'm here, let's not let this. And it would turn out to be a pretty big chunk of my life, my 20s, doing that. And I managed to have a decent time or two. All right. Angel.
Yeah.
Stop effing around with my heartfelt theories, Drew. You're 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's been. We were getting along too well tonight.
Right.
That's what's missing.
All right, quiet now. Your sis is suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
Should you tell your parents? How old's your sister?
14.
How do you know she's suicidal?
Okay, well, we share a room, and yesterday I went in there, and, she wasn't in there. And there was this letter on the ground addressed to, her friend.
Uh-oh.
And I thought it was kind of weird because she's, left it out. So I picked it up, and I started reading it, and it, said that she was thinking about killing herself and that she already has her suicide note written out and stuff.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but she kind of wanted her to find it, which is a good sign.
It's really weird because, before that, because we just moved, and before that, we were going to move, and she kept on telling me, I'm not going to move, I'll kill myself before I move.
What's going on at home? What's your family life like?
Well, my mom just left my stepdad, and before they were having, a lot of problems and stuff.
And where's your biological dad?
I don't know.
What happened with him?
My mom divorced him when I was, 3, I think.
And so your sister was just 1?
What?
And your sister was 1?
Yeah. So
and he's been out of the picture the whole time?
Yeah, because he was an alcoholic and he beat my mom and stuff.
Stepdad is somebody that your sister had a relationship with?
What?
Did your sister have a decent relationship with your stepdad?
We all don't really like him.
No, what a coincidence that his mom, her mom would initially marry a abusive alcoholic, dump him, and then imagine not learning from that first experience.
Can you imagine that?
I can't imagine that. She went out and married another guy who was an a-hole.
No, the second one is an alcoholic.
Isn't?
No.
We understand that, but he's also, he may be, yet, he just hasn't manifested.
He's not a great guy.
And he's not a great guy, yeah.
Well, he's not a great guy to us, but he treats my mom like she's a queen.
Yeah. I wish your mom had a set of nuts so you could kick her in them. Where can you kick a woman, Drew, that really gets them?
Well,
in the breast?
No,
you have to be Chuck Norris to do that.
But Angel, this is a serious thing. You've got to understand that.
I know, and I wasn't sure if she was joking.
You can't make that decision. You can't.
I wouldn't write my friend that I was suicidal. They might think I'm crazy or something. So I don't know if she left it out for me to find.
Angel, whatever her motivation and however sincere her intent, you're not in a position to make that determination. You're 16 yourself. You've come across some information, and you have to take it seriously. I strongly urge you to tell parents or teachers or both and get her the help she needs. She's obviously terribly depressed. The suicidality is just a symptom of her depression and suggests just how severe her suffering is with the depression. And there's treatment. And recognize that depression of this degree is life-threatening. You may be saving your sister's life. So no matter what her reaction is, it doesn't matter. You have to take this completely seriously and notify people that are in a position to get her to some help.
Well, anytime the end result is as final and tragic as death, you can't sort of sit around and go, meh.
You can't worry about the nuances of the relationship.
No, not really. If it was, if she was threatening to step on a nail, then you could go, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I'll wait it out.
Or if there's been a long history of this sort of acting out, I can understand that you might not take it so seriously, but you're not in that position now.
All right, so what should she do?
Tell the parents.
Tell the parents.
Mom.
Yeah. I don't like this, Mom.
Yep, you got to know.
Kimley.
Yeah.
You're 16 years old.
Uh-huh.
What's going on there, Kimley?
Well, like
what the hell? Is that your real name?
Yeah.
Now, Kimberly sounds older. That's something we don't comment about very often, right?
Yeah, you're 16. You sound like 61.
Well, I've always been like that. People always think that.
Uh-huh.
When I was 12, my mom's friends used to hit on me, okay?
Oh, boy.
But anyhow.
Wait. Stop, my friend. Go back. What was that about the sexual advances from your friends?
Yeah, well, okay.
Parents' friends. Oh, I can't believe it.
Okay, but just recently I found out that I had genital herpes, and I'm like, right now I'm like seeing like 3 guys.
How did you find out?
Oh, boy. Hold on. Oh, wait. Gambling.
All right.
Gambling is first gambling of the new year.
All right.
All right. Now, Kimberly sounds like she's
46.
Yeah. She sounds like she's 46. And she's seeing 3 guys simultaneously.
And evidently active with them. Wait a minute, I got another.
True.
What?
Ew, that really saddens me to see you pull out change.
I'll get a dollar, don't worry.
I had a great time. You know, I was on that cruise ship, Drew.
Yeah.
I went to the, I took a little vacation, went on this cruise ship, pain in the ass, basically. Went to the casino to try to get some cash out for some kind of purse or tipping or something like that. Said to the woman who's inside the cashier's by the way, these cruise ships are, they're really not cruise ships at all. They're
carnivals on water.
They're really the barges that they that went to Ellis Island.
Right.
Around the turn of the century.
But is it the same?
There's not a goddamn person who speaks English on this entire thing.
Yeah, but it's kind of like carny people work on those too, don't they? You know, carnies?
Yeah. It's people that are, I think, mostly drug mules, the unemployable, and fugitives from the international law. And nobody speaks a word of English, and it's all very bad. And, you know, like the captain will come on and make these announcements, and the maitre d' will make these announcements, and it'll be like, this is your captain. We're steaming at 24 nautical knots, and we shall arrive at the destination. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? It was a bad PA system, too. I couldn't understand a word this guy was saying the entire time. It's funny, too. They tell you where you are. The longitude is 23 with the... Yeah, okay, Copernicus. Hold on, let me get the sextant out. Just how long before we can get to port and I can buy some chiclets? All right, anyway, so I go into the casino at the cashier, and I got to get some cash, and there's no cash on these ships.
Right.
So unless you go into the casino. So I say, look, here's my little credit card thing they give you. I'll cash this thing in, and I want some cash back. Give me $75. I'm sorry, we cannot give you the cash. Why not? All we can give you is chips for gambling and change for the slot machines.
Right.
I said, what happens when somebody cashes in their chips? Then we can give them cash. But I can't give you cash, just chips or change.
Oh, boy.
I said, but if I turned in a bunch of chips or change, you could then do it for cash? Yes. Like I said, give me $75 worth of nickels.
Oh.
She counted out $75 worth of nickels, she gave it to me, and then I handed it right back to her, and I said, give me $75. I'm cashing this in.
Oh. What did she do?
She was pissed and did it.
Oh. Why didn't you just say, give me $75 in chips?
Well, then I just wanted to F with her at that point because she did. I made her do it in nickels. It was awesome. I had 45 pounds worth of nickels, Drew. I mean, I had $10 nickel rolls they're $5 nickel rolls. And I had like 150 of these things and a huge pile. I couldn't even carry them all. I stepped 4 feet back and I stepped up again and piled them all on the counter. And I said, I'd like to cash this in for some larger bills, please. Thank you. Stupid. This is why, by the way, I am unemployable in any of these situations because my policy is the policy of the wind. Whatever makes sense. If you hand out money and you hand out chips and you'll cash in chips and money, then there's no reason why you can't hand someone $75 if they hand you their little card.
Yep.
The same card that will get them money and chips, just change in chips. I would eliminate that whole process.
Of course. But, wait,
now, where the hell were we?
We're going to bet on Kim Lee.
Oh, yeah.
After the break.
All right. One big, the new, and this, by the way, is going to set the tone for the new year, Drew.
What is? Live by the wind?
Hold on. I'm going to see if I can set that
right,
wind tone in a second.
Don't.
No. I was experimenting with my diet, however, on the ship.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to figure out the greatest.
That girl you're supposed to...
Yes, that's right. Now that we're back here in 98, we have to work out the $500 for the head fart function. It's to raise awareness for something. I haven't quite figured out. Perhaps we'll pick up a sponsor, too. I got this all worked out. So we got a bunch of stuff to get to. Some gambling, some fart talk.
What's the New Year thing?
Well, meaning whoever wins this bet will sort of set a cadence.
I see. All right.
You'll be the front runner.
I see. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
The opening bout.
Yeah. We got to keep tallies of these now, too, so we can officially start here in 98. All right, when we come back, the first LoveLine gambling session of 98.
Welcome to the biggest show on earth. Thrills galore. The strangest freaks, the highest acrobats, and the funniest clowns.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
We're not keeping you up, are we?
I'm pitching a tent.
Oh, that's good. It's LoveLine.
WEBN.
Hey everyone, this is Tommy.
And Pamela Lee.
And you're listening to
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. All the sexual information you could possibly need.
Yeah.
Did you see her on Saturday Night Live last night?
No.
It's actually pretty good.
Was that
I don't know.
That was a repeat, wasn't it?
I don't know. Maybe. No.
No? Yeah, it was. I remember she was good, huh?
Yeah.
No. I had no idea she had that potential.
No. Right.
What, was she doing like the Coneheads and stuff?
No, she like a Jenny McCarthy thing. It was very funny, and it showed just the couple skits I saw showed more range than I expected out of her.
Yeah, that Jenny McCarthy. She's really skyrocketing to the top,
just as you predicted.
Thank God the geniuses over there at NBC saw fit to give her a 22-week deal. Congratulations, boys. You got her for another 3.5 months. Good. Maybe we can bury the show somewhere. That's just the genius of TV. Good work. All right. Well, boys, really, these guys are, they're like, actually, I just came up with the new science.
Oh, yeah?
Well, you know how everyone is interested in all these Nostradamus types and these gypsies and these clairvoyant types who can, look into a crystal ball and see the future and all that kind of stuff. But
could be you.
They're frequently wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really much. I've come with a great idea. We just get TV executives. And we ask them, hey, what is your feeling about this? And then you just do 180 degrees. You do the exact opposite, and you know you're going to be right. That's all. You go,
interesting.
Hey, what do you think about this Jenny McCarthy? Going to be a big star? Yes, huge. We'll give her 22 weeks. Okay, good. Now we know. Genius. Absolutely genius. Tom Arnold. We'll give him a show. We'll name it Tom Arnold because everyone loves Tom Arnold. All right. Give Pauly Shore a show. Name it Pauly. It's a good idea. These guys need shows with other names so people think for like the first episode. I would call the Pauly Shore show the Flip Wilson show just to get some viewers the first time around. Hey, Flip's back. Oh, jeez. What happened to his hair? He's not doing that Geraldine bit as much anymore either. All right. All right, I'm done being cruel now. Where were we?
You're talking about your diet.
My diet?
You were tuning your diet for the HFF.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was experimenting with different foods, and I told you how I thought fruit was one of my main components in gas. Turns out not quite as essential component as I initially predicted.
I wouldn't think so.
No, but I'm still convinced that the fruit and fiber combination, which I wasn't sufficiently able to experiment with over the cruise, is the key to gas. And what we're going to do is we're going to get this girl out from Tucson, I believe, in here, and I will pay her $500 to fart on her head. As a matter of fact, Ann, Lisa, or Sherry If you have her phone number, you may, in the LoveLine calendar in front of you, I know it's chock full of celebrities and bands and whatnot, but if you could squeeze her in at some point and lock her in for a date, I could then begin selling this, and we'll get folks that want to pay and come on out and hang with us for an evening. Perhaps I'll make a batch of my famous Pillsbury popover ones I do with the what kind of cheese is that, Drew? I sprinkle it on top.
Parmesan?
The Parmesan, my Parmesan
What are you talking about?
popovers.
They're so famous. I've never heard you mention
I
them.
made it in cooking class in 8th grade,
Oh,
but
my God.
I will whip up a batch of those and feed them to the hungry crowd.
I see.
How big of a crowd do you want down here?
Well, here's what I'm looking for, Ann.
Enough
so he doesn't have to pay anything for this person to come here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I figure between the 7 of us, 6 of us? 7, yeah, 6 of us, we're going to come up with about $150 with me putting in the bulk of it.
Right. Good.
Therefore, we need about $350 to make it up.
Right.
And we'll figure out what people want to pay. I think we could get $50 a head to come in
that's a
here.
Well,
That's not a whole lot. A guy goes
we
out
should
to a
decide how
concert
many-
and whatnot. It costs him
Right.
$50. Spend a couple
like
hours.
25
$50 a couple, yeah.
Yeah, $25 a person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A bid. A fart bid.
Yeah.
We'll call it. We'll bring like a boutonniere and a corsage. We'll take pictures of them by my ass. The point is I don't want to get...
I should work on getting some news crews up here.
Oh, no,
I
come
think-
on, no, please.
This is
I think
newsworthy.
this is definitely newsworthy.
Oh, please.
Absolutely.
I want our community to see
All right,
what
that's my
good
night
we're
off.
doing
I get a night
here.
off.
Yeah, we're making an impact in the community
Thank
here.
you.
please.
No, this all started, by the way, for those who missed the story, a young girl, what the hell was her name?
Lisa?
No, Katie. Yeah, she called from Tucson, said she was 19. She worked at like a Red Lobster or something. Somebody offered her $500 to pose naked on the internet. I sort of was trying to make one of my examples. She didn't want to do it, but was considering doing it for the $500. I said, what if I farted on your head for $500? Would you do it? Coming up with a demeaning example of something you could do for $500. And then I decided it was a good idea. And I think Katie's for it, too. And this is not going to be one of those radio stunts where we put in a fart sound or something like that. They will be farting on the head. She will be in here. We will set her up in a military cot. I will do the entire show in my underpants, and I will wait for the moment. And I will experiment with the diet in days and weeks approaching that date to make sure that I'm primed and ready to go.
Fair enough.
And I plan on delivering.
I'm proud.
I just hope
Delighted.
I don't squeeze so hard that I make on her.
It kind of scares me, actually.
Then
that
we
it
got
could
a
happen.
lawsuit.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Now, when we left off, Kimley, who's 16, so I'm going to make sure. Kimley, you're still there.
I'm here.
All right. Now, you got herpes. You're seeing 3 guys currently, right?
Yeah.
All sleeping with all of them.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Not all at the same time or anything, but
Right.
yeah.
The fact that she could even think of that at 16 leads to a
She's
gamble.
sleeping with 3 separate guys, not
simultaneous,
sort of concurrently.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is up with her past? She admitted that her mom's friends made a pass or 2 at her at a young age. What's going on here, Drew? She doesn't have the little girl voice.
No, I was going to say something happened to her somewhere between 8 and 12. And I'm kind of heading towards a peer who had been sexually abused, perhaps then sexualized with her. Male or female. That's what I'm going to do.
So somebody got involved with something physical with her early.
Somebody else who had been abused, a peer, or maybe even an older, like a 14-year-old, something like that.
I'm going to go with absent Papa, no abuse, just constantly using men to try to fill that void.
Oh, the dad was not around.
Dad was never around, and she never really got over that.
Okay,
that's what I'm going with. Kimley, what's your past like?
Well, I don't know. I live with my grandparents right now, and my mom lives in Oregon
Why are you apart from your parents?
because I just don't like them.
Why?
Just because they're screwed up.
All right, we're going down a good road here for gambling. Are your dad and mom still together?
No.
When did Dad cut out?
A long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Never knew Papa.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But did Mom bring other guys around?
Yeah.
Did any of them ever abuse you?
No.
Or touch you, or do things that are inappropriate, or
No.
make you feel threatened?
When did you lose your virginity?
When I was 12.
Oh, God damn. Drew. Wow. Couldn't have been 12 and a half, 13?
I've always had, 12 and a quarter. I've always just had older boyfriends.
Uh-huh. How old was the guy when you were 12?
17?
Ooh. Drew, you bastard. I had the dad never around, never knew dad.
We can split it.
I'll tell you what, since you had the dignity to gamble and change, I will give you the $1.25.
Oh, I see. That's right.
Because easy enough to say dad was, although I didn't go with dad cut out or divorced. I said never around.
Is Mom an addict? Dad an addict?
Mom.
Mom's an addict.
And, my older sister is, too.
Yeah. And so you lived in a really chaotic, difficult environment when you were growing up, right? And then...
Will you pay me $500 if I let you fart on my head?
No, I feel bad for you, Kimley.
Oh, okay.
$750 for you.
Okay, but my original...
Understand, here's the deal.
But my original...
I don't fart on the downtrodden,
All right,
Kimley.
your original problem is that you have herpes and you're worried about these guys you're sleeping with.
My friend thinks I should tell them, and I don't want to tell them because then they won't want to be with me.
Well,
good.
You should.
That's the best thing that could happen to you.
It is the best thing that could happen to you because all these sexual encounters you're having are in themselves attempts to try to deal with very heavy, unpleasant feelings, and they only tend to perpetuate them because they really aren't genuine relationships. They're just sort of acting out.
Well, I know this. I'm using them as much as they're using me.
Well, but you're not using them, though. You're ending up using them in a way that doesn't do anything really for you except making you for a moment feel okay about yourself.
It's like an alcoholic saying,
I know I'm an alcoholic.
I'm using Myers, the rum manufacturer, as much as they're using me.
Right. Or I know I'm an alcoholic. I can stop any time. I just don't want to. It's working for me now, kind of thing. And it will have consequences eventually. And really, a moratorium from relationships would be a good thing for you right now. You need to be sure they're wearing condoms. You may protect them from the virus if that's the case.
Boy.
You need to understand this is treatable for you, at least for the initial outbreak, and it can shorten the duration, the amount of viral shedding that goes on. There will be recurrences, that it increases your risk of cervical cancer. You need to be sure to get pap smears once or twice a year. And
listen, when I'm in charge, I will come collect Kimley. I will drag her off to some sort of re-enlightenment camp. That's what I'll call it. Re-enlightenment camp, or what
do they call it in China?
There's a name. There's a name for it. We'll come up with it during the commercial.
Re-enlightenment's not bad.
But she is at a crossroads.
Rehumanize.
Right.
Yeah.
She is going down a road of abuse, alcohol, teen pregnancy, drugs, and everything else, and she's right at the point where she can stop that.
Yeah.
Please, Kimley, talk to somebody and see what you can do about that.
Well, how are we supposed to mark that bet now? Who won? Because he only got $1.25 out of the two.
Mike, we'll call that one a split. So far it's a push.
Okay.
All right, and we'll be back.
Kick it! I want to love you.
LoveLine will be right back, and boy, will we be mad if you bail.
Radio that keeps you up at night. It's LoveLine, only on WEBN.
All right, there. This show be LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That'd be Dr. Drew. And we will be back in a scant 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on
Radio
Station.
We're the G-spot on your radio dial.
Oh, yeah, right there.
LoveLine on 102.7.
Oh.
WEBN, Cincinnati.
Yes, it is LoveLine. I'm Carolla, Dr. Drew. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. We're back and in full force now. Wouldn't you say, Drew?
We're getting there.
All right. You're so modest. That's your problem. Robin,
Yeah.
you're 15.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I'm 15 and I was adopted before I was born, but my parents brought me home when I was 2 days old.
Mm-hmm.
And since I've been growing up with them, I've been wondering what it'd be like to live with my biological parents.
Mm-hmm. Hell on earth,
Yeah.
possibly? Do you have biological parents, or do you have a biological parent and another biological parent?
I'm not sure. My parents that I've been living with haven't given me any information about
Well, I'd
them.
never tell anybody I was, even if I adopted a black child. I wouldn't tell them.
That they were adopted?
Yeah, just say, hey, what are you talking about? Hey, come on, give me 5. What are you talking about? Please.
You have vitiligo, that's all.
Yeah.
You lost your pigment.
Yeah, that's right, like Michael Jackson. Vitiligo.
What's going on with your parents?
We've just had a lot of bad things going on between us.
Like what? What's happening?
Not physical fighting, just a lot of emotional.
Why? What's going on?
It's, I don't know, just lots of different thoughts about different things. Like my friends, they have bad things about them.
They say bad things about your friend.
Huh?
How long have you been fighting with your parents?
I'd say since I was 13 or so.
All right, hold on a second. Let me give you my take on adoption here, Drew.
All right.
This is the problem with people knowing they're adopted. It's a
excuse.
It's the reason so many people get divorced, because divorce is fine. You know, 100 years ago, 50 years ago,
okay, right.
it was shameful to be divorced.
Right.
And so you had a relationship, you had your ups, you had your downs. But
you worked it out.
You worked it out. 50 years went by, you're celebrating your golden anniversary.
Right.
But with some attorney on the next corner, and you turn on the news, and there's Ivana Trump laughing all the way to the bank and all this stuff. Everyone's getting divorced.
Right.
Why not? Let's just get divorced. Being a teenager, being a 15-year-old female, you are just. My sister would have was looking for her biological parents, and she was living with her biological parents. I mean, it was that chaotic and that hellish over at my household. I can guarantee you, if those were if those were adopted parents, she would have chalked this all up to that.
Yeah.
No 15-year-old girl gets along that well with her parents.
Right.
There's trouble, and this there's some candle out at the end of this long, dark corridor, which is somehow the love of my blood and mother.
Right.
The reality is Dad was a junkie, Mom was a groupie, and it ain't happening.
Yeah.
You'll find that when you find them, but until then, it'll just be an excuse, and I think it's unfair to the parents that adopted her.
It's unfair to yourself, too, because you really need to dig in with the people that are connected with you, that are available to you.
What do you think of that?
Sounds okay. My parents are really protective of me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. My biological mom was 16 when she had me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
They shouldn't have told you that. You know what she's thinking about now.
Yeah, so they're just way overprotective.
Oh, wait a minute. What's she thinking about now?
Modeling mom's behavior.
About time to start a family of your own. And wouldn't that be ironic if you got pregnant and gave your kid up for adoption?
There's just a general thing. There's a general opinion. And again, listen, I don't mean to be spoiling anybody's fun, but whatever you did, if you tell your kids, if you're the parent, you described your kids how you were, that's a license to do that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. They're gonna model that behavior.
Right. Thank God no one in my family did anything. Which is actually how I modeled my life for many a year.
Oh, wait.
Still,
you're quite good at it still.
Still going for the brass ring of doing nothing. The Carolla heritage. There should be a sofa named after my dad. like Mr. Ottoman or something had a footrest named after him. All right.
Is it the friends, Robin, that you most object to them objecting to?
Yeah, that and just their them being so overprotective.
Give us an example of what recently you've been fighting about.
I don't know. They went down to San Diego for the New Year and said that I could stay up here for a few extra days to work, but they made me fly down on New Year's Eve, so I couldn't do anything with anybody.
Yeah.
So I.
All right. Well, here's something.
You're 15. They're a little overprotective.
Well, this is actually legitimate, I think, because some parents don't really acknowledge how important the peer relationships are for a teenager. And if they're frightened of what you're going to get into with your peers or what your peers are like or who they are, they need to find a way to contain that and monitor that. But for them to take you away from your peers, to my estimation, is kind of damaging. I mean, you really have to allow people your age to spend a lot of time with peers. That's how you develop into who you are. And how they contain that and how they monitor that is really their job. It's not their job to take you away from them, though.
How do you get adopted while your mom's still pregnant?
That happens all the time.
My mom was told that she couldn't have any children, but my sister, who came along by accident, was sort of a surprise. So they were looking around, I guess, shopping for somebody. Mm-hmm. And they ran into this doctor up in Idaho, and they said that they'd be willing to adopt somebody. And my biological mom, who was 15 at the time, didn't know what the hell she was going to do with me. So she decided to put me up for adoption. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up where I am now.
All right. So, and when did your biological... forget about the whole biological... I don't even... All right. We'll just call your parents your parents. Forget about this whole biological stuff. The people that raised you are your parents.
Yeah.
When did your parents tell you that you were adopted?
I forget. It was either when I was 5 or 6 years old.
No. What kind of insanity is this? And do you look anything like them?
It's scary that I do. There are people that...
See, I would have never said a thing. And do you know where your biological mom is?
No, they haven't given me any information about her.
They shouldn't. You have to pay them for that information. All right, Robin, this is growing pains. This is between you and your parents. You need to work it out. You trying to find your 31-year-old mother or 30-year-old biological mother, I'm telling you, is a road that is going to be paved with disappointment.
It is reasonable for you, though, to want to be with your friends. Try to find a way that you can do that in a way that keeps your parents comfortable also.
Yes.
So they'll let you do it.
I'm looking for my biological mother. Have you seen my mother, Drew? Have you ever seen my mother?
No.
Look nothing like her. Nothing. She looks like a big white marshmallow woman with Tom Petty type hair.
I do want to meet her, though.
The world's straightest hair.
Huh.
My mother has hair that it's like the kind of hair that if you lift it up and drop it, it just shuts like a garage door. Like a garage door where the spring busted and the thing just came slamming shut. My mother has the thinnest, straightest hair. She has eyebrows that you can't find. I think she keeps them in a drawer somewhere.
You found them.
She's white as a ghost. She goes out in the sun, burns within 3 minutes.
Huh.
The moon burns my mother when she goes out at night. It's a full moon. And no sense of humor to be found at all, and doesn't talk much at all.
What a surprise.
Is there anything good?
The only reason I know, yes, my mother is one of the nicest people you're ever going to want to meet, and is much nicer than I am. Incredibly friendly, but not gregarious or outgoing. Just as nice as anybody could be, and has no hatred for anybody, any race, any ethnicity. Does not. Would not hold anything against anybody. Just as easy a person to get along with as you could find. But no sense of humor whatsoever.
She wears, Anne, you know those headphones that people wear when they're directing airplanes into parking spaces? Yeah. She wears those when she brushes her teeth?
Yes.
Why?
She's I wouldn't call her a hypochondriac. I would call her like a hypopreventiac, if there's a word, such a word for this. She eats nothing but health food.
Wait. Why does she wear those when she's brushing her teeth?
I'm getting to this.
Okay.
We've discussed this on the air before, I believe.
No. You want to discuss it on an airplane, I think.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
I'm always so loaded on those plane flights, I don't even remember. I swear to God we talked about this on the airwaves.
Maybe.
She's a hyperpreventiac.
We've talked about that before.
She
but
goes...
Not the
yeah, we got into it at the same time, I think. All right, well, just shut up. When she goes out, she puts sunblock 157 on. If she's got to bring in the newspaper, she puts on a pair of gloves. Now, she's not worried about germs, and she's not running to the doctor, and she's not thinking that she's come down with something. She's just amazingly preventatively safe about everything. She got herself this toothbrush, this Braun turbo plaque buster, and she fires the thing up and she shoves it in her mouth, and she says the thing is loud and it bothers her. So she puts these earphones, these not like plugs, but the kind that the aircraft mechanics wear out on the tarmac. They're sitting on the sink. She puts them on when she brushes her teeth.
By the way, bone conduction of that sound is quite effective. You can't prevent it with those damn headphones.
That's what I tell her. Yeah. Now listen, I know what I'm saying. What I'm saying, you're picturing a totally insane woman here. I say to my mom, what the hell's up with those headphones? Because I'm the kind of guy who removes asbestos in a pair of shorts and sandals with no mask and no shirt on. So we have a totally different approach to life. But I say, Mom, what's up with those headphones? You're brushing your teeth, for Christ's sake. You're not bringing a DC-10 in for an overhaul. She says, the thing is loud. And it annoys me, and I put these things on. And I say, why? And she says, I have them. I didn't go out and buy them. My stepdad has them, and I like it this way.
It means something.
That must look silly, though.
Oh, yeah.
It means something.
Wait.
Well, it's silly, but it's not often you brush your teeth in front of a crowd. So she gets away with it.
Now, what's up with the gloves when she goes out to get a newspaper?
Well, that may have been
afraid of germs,
that may have been a little hyperbole, but what I mean is if she's going out to do like yard work, she's got the gloves on, she's got the big brim hat on, so the sun
that's normal.
doesn't catch her. She's one of these, she's one of these people that's over careful. But it's not like she doesn't drive freeways or she doesn't fly in airplanes or she doesn't, she drives her car across the country twice a year and all that kind of crap.
I don't know what it means, but it means something. Let's go on.
Yeah. Oh, no, it does mean something.
Does she drink?
Oh.
No. No drinking. No one in my family, except for my grandmother, who's borderline lush, I now believe. Nobody drinks, nobody smokes, nobody goes to bed after 9, nobody collects a stamp, a car, or a coin. There's not really a favorite TV show.
She had the marijuana thing going, though.
Smoked her share of weed in the early, mid-'70s. Been off everything for more than 20 years, and nobody touches anything. That's I handed my family's so done with alcohol. I gave my dad, my stepmom, a recycled gift this year. I gave him a bottle of Dom Perignon champagne that MTV gave me.
Yes.
I felt like an idiot, but it was last minute, and there it was sitting up on my countertop, and I said, for Christ's sake, I'm not going to go out and buy him something. They, by the way, got me a basket, a gift
Somebody
basket.
Gave them.
No, I don't think anyone gave it to him because I think they got it from Gelson's or something. And the basket was fine, but what they don't realize is I'm knee deep in baskets.
Oh yeah.
Every time Drew and I do one of these Charles Grodin or the Keenan or something like that, they give you a big fat basket. I got tons and tons of baskets. So it's kind of ironic that you. I don't look at it as a basket as a gift anymore. I look at it as payment. But the point is they gave me a basket, and I gave my dad a bottle of this $100 champagne. But my dad is so out of it in the booze department that when I handed him the distinct Dom Perignon green box with the gold lettering, he looked at it, took a beat, went, that's something, and he said it. He said it behind him and just sort of moved on with the stuff.
I think he's got a thing with you.
No, he doesn't know.
I don't know. I got to meet your dad.
He doesn't know. He does not know the difference between one. It was like something with some French writing on it. It's a bottle of booze. He put it on the thing.
Yeah, but he seems to summarily dismiss anything from you that is of distinction.
He didn't know it was of distinction.
Especially dismiss it then.
He didn't know it was of any distinction, was the thing.
I don't know.
He thought his son bought him a bottle of booze for Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is pretty close. If you take out the word bought, he's right on there. All right, anyway. Enough about the family, Drew, please.
All right.
Mom's a fabulous woman. All right.
Let's go on.
All right. 5?
Yeah.
All right. Rosa, you're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I told my dad to get out of my life about a month ago, and I'm thinking about maybe if inviting him back into my life.
All right, hold on. How do you support yourself? I mean...
What do you mean? Oh, I live with my mom. They're divorced.
And so he was sort of around, but you weren't...
Yeah, we had kind of regular visits, except he's in and out of rehab, and I see him, at intervals.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're in a place where you've had enough of his addiction, you can actually help him if you tell him you will have him, include him in your life insofar as he's in recovery, but you'll have nothing to do with him when he's in his disease.
See, I have a hard time talking to him about the fact that he's a drug addict.
Why?
Because it's something that's always been kind of like whispered between.
Well, he needs to know why he's being shut out. And believe me, it could help him. It's maybe the only thing that can help him. He needs to understand the consequences of his addiction. He needs to hear that.
Well, when I told him that I didn't want him in my life anymore, he just started crying, and I don't know if I started talking to him and confronting him. I feel like I don't know what he would do. He'd either get violent or he'd run away. I don't know.
Well, I don't know how much more difficult the message can be than I want you out. It just needs to be, I want you out because I've had enough of this disease. I will have you back when. I mean, you give him hope. You have him back when you're in recovery. And then you need to go to some Alateen or get some support for yourself so you have a place to go and talk about this. And also get a place where you can get some information, understanding of what the disease is and how it works so you can assess whether he's actually in recovery when he comes back to you telling you how well he's doing.
What drug's he into?
Heroin.
Oh. Did she mention that?
Alcohol.
No. I figured it was pretty bad, though. Whatever.
Yeah, it sounded like.
Yeah. So, Rosa, you've done the right thing. Go to Alateen or any of these codependency groups. You need some support. Very difficult situation. For a 7-year-old to confront her dad. His parentalization of kids is just such a horrible thing. Like, she is now the parent, and dad is this pathetic infant.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. A lot of parents forcing their kids to become parents at very young ages. It ain't like the Waltons.
Oh, no.
That John boy was like 45, still living at home. Ma and Pa and sitting down for some apple pie. Oh, those days are long gone. I blame electricity.
Really?
Yes.
How about not just television or radio?
Now, those are all the spawn of electricity. But electricity. I blame Edison.
It's really where technology comes from.
Yeah.
Electrons.
Think about that. Think about how much how good this country was before electricity. People sat around and told stories.
Well, that's the point. We had to do more, so we had less free time.
All right. I didn't want to necessarily dissect that whole statement. That's just enough.
Where are you going?
I'm talking to Erin. Erin's been on hold for 86 minutes. She has kind of a non-question, but we'll see if we can get rid of her. Erin?
Yeah.
You're 15.
Yeah. Well, ever since school started this year, I'm a freshman, so I don't know. It's been a little hard, And I just had this major problem where I just don't know where I fit in at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just totally just out there floating around.
Do you have any friends?
Well, yeah, but they're
totally opposite.
Of one another?
Yeah, like my boyfriend right now, he's like a major punk, you know?
Yeah.
Total, you know, just all out. And I got a bunch of prep friends and...
Is Laith Garrett the head of the Socias?
What?
There's Charlie Boy and the Coca-Cola Kid. I'm thinking of the movies The Outsiders. Is that a movie? The Greasers and the Socias?
Yeah.
Soda Pop, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
but Aaron, that Ralph Macchio. He was so fine at about 17, wasn't he, girls?
What are you struggling with right now? What are you so angry about?
Well, it's just that, like, right now I've kind of been, like, trying to, I don't know, ease away from my boyfriend because it's just too much I don't want to handle right now.
But what led you to him in the first place?
Well, I met him. Like,
Are you angry about something right now in your life?
no, I'm just kind of sick and
What do you
don't feel good.
Hold on. What led you to him? Well, I met him.
Well, it was just the whole punk thing, actually, probably.
Why? What are you angry about? What are you sick about?
Well, he's into drugs.
What are you angry about?
Oh, boy.
Aaron.
I'd take you for some reconditioning, too. I think that's Maeve.
Rehumanizing.
Rehumanizing? Is that what they call it, Shannon?
No.
I call it re-enlightening.
Oh, re-enlightenings's fine. What are you angry about, Aaron?
Well, it's confusing me.
No, forget what's going on right now. Why did you go...
Oh, for Christ's sake, I can see why we had her on hold for an hour
Why
and
did you
a half.
hook in with a punk in the first place? Were you angry about something? Was something not going
Probably
right?
the whole, like, excitement of it, or...
Okay, but what was gratifying about that? What was
Well,
your
maybe
life?
rebelling against my parents.
What was wrong with your parents? What was up with your parents?
Well, I don't know. It's just, they're tough to handle.
Why?
Well, my mom, she's sort of there. That's who I live with, but she's like, I don't know.
Is there either a little hippie-ish?
No.
No. Are they? Well, because that tends to correlate with choosing a punk.
Does she wear industrial ear protection when she brushes her teeth?
No.
Okay.
But
Have you resolved some of that now?
I've recently learned, like, in the past year or something, a lot about her that I don't like.
Yeah.
That I don't want to, like, end up like, because I listen to your show a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, how things,
By the way,
spoiled,
just a quick caveat to all the listeners. Don't investigate your parents' past. It's
Well, I
always
don't.
disappointing.
It's like what I overhear.
No, okay.
All right, but to me, it suggests that was all about some sort of acting out of something, and maybe you're resolving some of that now, and you're getting back more involved with people that are more gratifying for you, and you ought to move in that direction. I mean, if the boyfriend is not somebody you want to be around anymore, it's not so confusing, is it? I mean, it was gratifying when it was gratifying. It's not so important to you now. It's not working. You need to find your way out. Because when you're out, it will look a lot worse to you once you're finally out.
This, by the way, is why I don't trust anyone who sort of picks a party. I guess, when you get older...
It's narrowing. Isn't it true that when you pick something like that, you pick a sexual preference, you pick a how you dress preference, you're actually narrowing. You're not expressing yourself. You're no longer expressing yourself. You're narrowing your range of expression.
Yeah.
You understand? You put a pierce through your nose, and now you've done something to yourself, and it's no one doing it. You can't do that anymore.
Well, it's like you get older, you're either Republican or a Democrat or an independent. And when you're young, you're like either punk or surfer or soch or a preppy. I don't trust anyone who gets too involved with anything.
Labels.
That's labels. Everyone relax. Forget about everyone's labels. Start dating normal people that look like you.
What? That's bad advice.
Don't start dating some guy who's got a clothespin up his ass. You know what I'm talking about?
Don't. Why
Yes,
you need
thank
people that are narrowing their range of expression, too.
Right. All screwed up. Believe me, every one of you. All right, Drew, what are we going to do when we come back?
We're going to talk to Spencer, who's 19. Girlfriend wants to have sex, but he doesn't. He wants to get married.
Very interesting LoveLine twist.
LoveLine will be right back, dude.
LoveLine. All right.
WEBN.
this is Dexter and Noodles from The Offspring, and you're listening to LoveLine with that asshole Adam Carolla and that guy that's full of himself, thinks he always knows what he's talking about, Dr. Drew.
I hate that guy.
I could do better than that guy.
I like when they put a little creative flair onto the drops.
Creative, speaking their mind.
You're, what'd you do, lower your chair?
Yeah.
It's real good, yeah. I was going to say you're in danger of lifting the console up with the arm again, but no. All right, that's the way I like you. Low and slow. Phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191, and it's back to the phones. We go. Spencer.
Yeah.
You're 19.
Yeah, I am. I just got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess you guys know, I had a girlfriend. She's been about a year. We've been going together. And she had, previous with her, she was raped when she was 16. And she's had a kid, gave up for adoption.
This was the product of the rape?
What?
The child was a product of the rape?
Yeah.
All right.
And she gave up for adoption. That was when she was 16. She's now 20 years old. And we've had, it's been a sexual relationship, yet it's never had sex. And I'm wondering,
I think Drew and I have one of those. We just never really consummated it. Yeah. So you mean you're doing all kinds of other stuff?
Oh, yeah. Okay, last night I messed around, and I came real close.
Uh-huh.
And
are you getting oral sex?
yeah,
Yeah.
me and her. I mean, I'm giving her too.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You'll look back on these days one day and realize that was a better way.
It was fun. And I'm just wondering what, I want to. I wouldn't mind it. I'm just curious on what can you guys help me out with? What approach should I take?
Oh, she doesn't want to.
Well, no, she does. She's been wanting to ever since we started dating.
Well, so what is it you're asking us?
What?
What is it you're asking us exactly?
I'm just wondering what should I do it, or
are you a virgin?
Me? Yeah, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
you can always tell when guys are virgins because they go, me.
Who are you talking to?
Who? Here, the speakerphone, and there's the guy fourth from the right. Yeah, you in the striped shirt. No, yes, you, Spencer. You're a virgin.
But you guys are already engaged in intimate contact.
Yeah.
That you need to understand sort of historically, and I don't know if this necessarily follows biologically, but certainly historically, something that people did after the sexual act. It was sort of came beyond that. It was more intimate. And so you're already there, really.
Yeah.
There's certain precautions and things now you need to be concerned with.
Well,
are you worried about hanging on to your status as a virgin?
No.
Oh, you're not?
No, I'm not.
Oh, so you're just a little bit nervous about the whole thing.
I'm a little bit nervous on because
I understand.
I've never had sex.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Of course she has. There you go.
Right, but
what was that all about?
Well, it was okay.
You hear that?
It wasn't the rape that was just it. She's had it with previous relationships.
You're pretty disparaging of her, though, for that.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, guys don't like. Oh, come on. He's 19. He's a virgin. His girlfriend's been with a couple of people. He doesn't like that.
Normal? She's a normal female.
She's 20. She's being with a couple of people's normal. The problem is Spencer being 19 and not being with anyone slightly abnormal, so he projects that onto her. She's a hoe and a troll up. This one. How many guys has she been with? Do you know?
Oh man, since what age?
Well, let's just take it in blocks from like 12 to 15. She was with.
Okay. What I've heard is that I can approximately say 6 to 8.
Right. That ain't a whole ton for 20.
No, it's not.
Okay. So that's fine. So
I've been together with her for a year.
All right, here's what we're saying.
She was 19. She's been with.
Stop.
That's a fair number.
She's doing all right.
Look, she was raped by the age of 15, so we can predict that she already was a good victim for somebody. So something was already going on that she would be acting out by that age. You understand, Spencer?
Yeah, I got you.
There was a pretty tough family life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The dad, the biological dad, was when she was 8. He had been married to her mom for I don't know how long, and divorced, saying that the dad was gay. And then now she's married. Well, the mom's married someone else, the stepdad.
All right. Hey, Spencer.
Anyways, yeah.
How is this girl emotionally?
As far as I know, she's good. I mean,
They've been together a year.
we talked and stuff.
All right,
I mean,
all right.
something's bothering her.
All right, let me address this here for a second, Spencer. First off, nothing wrong with her.
No.
She's had a handful of partners. She's 20 years old. Many a woman.
And plenty of reason to have been acting out.
Yeah.
Tough family situations.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, 6'8" by the age 20, that's about right. I hate to say it, but
that's in 1970s numbers. This is
what we're living in.
1990s.
No. I'll tell you, Drew, you got to realize stuff has not changed that dramatically. 18 is 18 and 19 is still 19. And I realize there's some impact in there. But there were other prevailing conditions going on back when, too, that had stuff to do. Anyway, the point is let's not hold her past against her. You are doing everything with her. Just slide on into the next step. She'll help you along, and it's not going to be a big deal.
Take the necessary
Don't talk
precautions.
the thing into the ground. Put a condom on, and it'll be fine.
And get over your mysticism about your girlfriend. I mean, she's a person. She's had trouble. She's acted out a certain way. She is a human being. She's been with other guys, and you're going to be with her.
Right. Jessica,
Hey.
you are 20. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, see, right now, I'm about 2 months pregnant, and I've had a lot of trouble with my kidneys before.
What's the problem?
Well, I've had kidney stones and kidney infections in my right kidney, and right now I know it's my kidney that hurts because I've had it before, and it's the same kidney, and I'm really concerned about that because I'm pregnant.
Why didn't you?
Hold on, I want to do some gambling on Jessica.
Well, let me finish the medical thing first, real quick. Why haven't you been seen?
Because my health insurance changed. When I was 18 and 19.
No, now. You're pregnant. You're pregnant. You need prenatal care. You need to understand that even if it's just a urinary tract infection and not a kidney stone, not a kidney infection, it can increase a risk of a miscarriage, spontaneous abortion.
Really?
Okay, you need to be seen immediately.
Okay.
It's a good thing we had her on hold for 104 minutes.
That was my question. What else can they do for me?
It's ironic that she's been on hold for... Hold on, shut up. That she's been on hold for 104 minutes and you're telling her she needs to see a doctor immediately.
It's not paramedics time, but it's as soon as possible. What is it about your kidneys again?
I was wondering what else they could do for me other than give me an IVP.
Well, they can do an ultrasound to see if there's a stone. Doesn't matter right now. The only thing that really puts you at significant risk is infection, and that can be checked out very easily. Okay, very easily.
Okay. And the other question I was asking: would all those trouble with my kidney?
That's not a lot of trouble.
Symptomatic of kidney disease?
No.
Okay.
That's kidney stones. It's a common thing. No big deal.
Okay.
Jessica, who got you pregnant?
My boyfriend.
Are you glad about that?
Well, I suppose.
Are you guys together?
Yes, we live together.
We're anting up.
The original stuff.
Jessica, we're going to do some gambling on you.
On me?
Yes.
Okay.
Getting a vibe from your voice.
From my voice?
Yes.
Okay. What about my voice?
I think we should be gambling. Would we be wrong to gamble on your past, Jessica?
I have no idea. My past is pretty weird.
Okay, that's perfect. All right, hang on. Don't go see the doctor yet. We got a gamble on you.
Okay.
All right, when we come back, and then we'll help you pick out a name.
Okay, thanks.
All right, I'm going with Zebediah, but I'm not sure it's going to be a girl yet, so I'm going to hold that. Jessica, you just hang on. We'll be back with some more round 2 of LoveLine Gambling 98 after this.
Hello, is this LoveLine? I have a problem with my stool.
Hello, LoveLine. I have a problem with your stool, too.
The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191.
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
EBN.
How you doing? This is John Leguizamo, and you're listening to who else but LoveLine with Adam Carolla, that nut, and Dr. Drew, that frisky fella.
Hey, John Leguizamo. Very talented guy. I don't know if you know that, Drew.
I do.
You don't follow anyone's career.
No.
But he's one of the more talented guys. Does like those one-man shows where he does 15 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Forget about the phone number. Forget about the fax number. We're moving on with the phone calls. Am I right, Drew?
Yeah.
No,
we're
wait.
going back to gambling.
Gambling. That's right. All right. Put the map away, Drew. No more playtime with the map. Where were we? Yes. Jessica is 20, had a question about kidney stones, 2 months pregnant or so, living with boyfriend, and sounds real spacey to me. Real spacey. Jessica?
Hello?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Perfect. Hang on. All right.
You go first.
Out of it. This could have been anything from like hitting head with a coconut, like Gilligan's Island.
I get a real feel of transiency, like moved around a lot. I mean, like a Carney family or something, or military or something.
Yeah.
Something where they're moving and chaotic, moving and never got hooked in with a peer group, an educational system.
So Dad was in the circus.
Sure. With something. I don't know what. I can't predict what.
Okay.
But, and then something else, too, like some violence in there or something.
Yeah. Let me talk to her for just a second here. Jessica?
Hello?
Mm-hmm. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay. You've done your fair share of drugs in your life?
Not that much.
Not that much?
No. Not too terribly.
Ever been hit by lightning?
Lightning? No.
No, not lightning. All right, now let me check off the box here.
I wasn't dropped on my head either.
They weren't dropped on your head. Was something dropped on your head? There is a difference. No. Let's see. Ever take a SAT test?
Well, no.
No. Me neither. I'm not going to hold that against you. Although I do tell people, had I taken it, I would have scored at least a 1550.
Yeah, sure.
Which is enough to get me into almost any Ivy League school, even with the 1.6 GPA and not taking anything above high school math.
That's good.
Hard to get a read. I'm going with hippie parents. There's my answer. She's 20, though. Okay, hippie parents. Is that good enough?
When people study this kind of stuff, the people that... She sounds kind of hippie-ish herself, right?
Yeah.
And people that end up that way usually have pretty hardcore, like really authoritarian parents.
All right, let's do this. I go hippie parents. You go real straight-laced parents.
Yeah. Well, I know straight, but hard, but rigid.
Come on, stick with your retarded logic. Rigid parents. Jessica?
Uh-huh.
What kind of parents do you come from?
My parents are deadheads.
Yes! Pay dirt. Mike, go ahead and chalk up a big W next to Ace Rockola.
Well, I got that they moved around, following the head all the time.
For Christ's sake.
But Drew had the thing. We moved around a lot.
Yeah, she was looking for transitory, but she settled with thing. You moved out. You moved around a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I lived in Paris for 6 years.
Really?
Yes, I swear to God.
Doing what?
My dad works for General Electric. And they had a contract with a French company called Snecma.
Schmeckma?
Snecma, S-N-E-C-M-A.
Oh, okay. A subsidiary of Schmegma International.
Jet engine.
Oh, he worked on jet engines.
He didn't. He wrote the maintenance manuals.
Oh my God, that's all I want. Some guy high on mushrooms writing maintenance manuals for jet engines for commercial airlines.
We're not using I'm not flying an Airbus ever again.
That's what he worked for, Airbus too.
Oh my God,
that's it. I knew I didn't like those planes. That's it.
So your folks followed the dead.
Yeah, they didn't follow him, but they took me and my sister to a bunch of shows.
And they moved around quite a bit. Where else did they move?
I lived in Columbus, and I stayed in Florida, and I stayed in Georgia. In Ohio. I live in Ohio now.
And your parents were fairly what you'd call liberal?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Democrats.
Yeah, I can smell one of them liberals. Funny though that the guy had was fairly advanced in his engineering. I mean, listen, you got to be stoned to write those manuals. I mean, could you imagine reading one of those manuals gives you a headache?
Yeah.
Can you imagine writing that kind of text?
Isn't that incredible?
I mean,
He translated them from English to French and vice versa.
oh my God! Like if you were coming up with an example of something to do that the tedious brain, I mean, talk about detail.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, your dad must have an incredible IQ.
Well, he had 1 year of college before he dropped out to marry my mom.
Yeah, but the guy's probably.
This is why they didn't put her in school, right? Because he did his way.
What?
They didn't put you in school.
Oh, I went to private school for years.
Yeah.
Years.
You went to Clay Academy. We learned to make stuff out of clay.
No.
Where'd you go?
The American School of Paris.
Oh boy, what happened to you?
I don't know.
You got a good education,
My
though.
parents. Well, it's okay. After that, I went to Hamilton High School, which is like a really overcrowded school.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So you're well educated,
Halfway there.
and you haven't done too many hallucinogens.
No, not too many.
How many times you dropped acid?
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot.
More than 10.
Oh, no, not more than 10, I wouldn't say.
Okay.
Well, not more than 10.
No,
And you don't know the number less than 10 that you've dropped acid?
no.
Jeez.
I couldn't say,
All right.
honestly. But when I was young, when I lived in France, I used to drink a lot. I was
Sure.
14.
They force you to drink there as a youngster.
Well, the drinking age is 16, and you can get into the bar at 16, and I looked older than 16.
Mm-hmm. What's the showering age over there? I'm curious. Is that 75, 80? How do they actually make it into the showers? Okay, listen, Jessica.
Uh-huh.
Get some prenatal care.
I know.
And no more kids, Spacey.
Oh, I know.
Okay. All right. And stay with your boyfriend.
Okay.
Be good to your kid.
I will.
And don't drag him all over the country.
I don't plan on
Get checked out tonight, all right, or as soon as
You're gonna see
possible.
his dick.
Okay.
Right.
Good luck.
All right.
Bye.
Nice enough, though, huh?
Yeah, and interesting.
Yeah.
I don't mind funky, eclectic.
No.
Interesting.
Of course not.
That's fine with me. Well, Drew, Engineer Mike, another push. Very rare LoveLine occurrence here.
No, it just
Two bets, two
shows the
pushes.
skill with which we've sort of honed our talents together. That's why it takes two of us to do this show.
All right.
Between the two of us, we arrive at the right answer every time.
Let's just stop and bask in our own glory for just 1 second. We get some chick calls up. She sounds a little spaced out. She's speaking in a strange cadence. She has a question about kidney stones. I tap into something. We put her on hold and we make predictions, not really based on anything except for the cadence and tone of her voice. My prediction is hippie parents. Drew's prediction is moved around a lot. And folks took her to Deadhead concerts, and they lived all over the country and world. God damn it, everyone should kiss our ass. Thank you. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you and mahalo. John, you're 16.
Oh, yeah, right here. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
All righty.
Okay. Yeah, my question was, I don't masturbate, and I've only tried it once, and I was wondering if there's anything wrong with me, if I'm not normal or something. I mean,
are you afraid of it, or?
Well, all my friends keep telling me that they don't believe me, and they say that all guys do it, and if you don't do it, you're just, you're strange or something like that. And I was also wondering if it could cause any prostate cancer or...
Doing it or not doing it? Doing it or not doing it?
Not doing it.
No.
No. Doing it does have some side effects, though.
Like what?
Like the tube sock will stick to your side. It's not actually a medical side effect. It's actually a side effect. You actually walk around with the tube sock stuck to your side. Drew, does that medically sound?
Side effect, yeah.
Side effect, yes. Where's Engineer Mike on the hi-hats when you need him?
And I've never had...
Thank you.
and I've never ever had a relationship with a girl before or anything. I've never kissed a girl or anything.
How close to 17 are you, John?
Well, my birthday was on July 15th.
So you're halfway. You're a little less than halfway there.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm extremely perverted and horny all the time.
But yet you will not break down and masturbate.
Or have a relationship with a girl.
I mean, I'm really into pornography, too.
Uh-oh.
Anything special about the pornography?
About what?
Don't say big breasts, you bastard. You're going to ruin it. Ruin it for me.
Well, I like everything about the pornography, you know.
But yet you do not masturbate.
Yeah.
To me, this is like a guy who collects baseball mitts and doesn't play catch.
Do you have a normal sexual development? Your height's normal and hair distribution, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
That's all normal. Well, Adam, you were a late comer to this thing. So
Thank you for the terminology, Drew. Yes, I did not start my masturbation until relatively late in life.
There's people that start late.
Tender age of 16.
It's been many, many years trying to catch up then.
Yeah, I've been trying to make up for the 6 months that I lost for about the last 17 years. I think I've effectively made up for it in about the first week, but I was on a tear ever since.
It's just it's psychological posture you maintain.
Yes, it fuels me. Oh boy, just seen me after getting off that ship. Almost had myself just debarking. Boy, collecting the luggage, I pulled one off.
Is it true that if you don't masturbate frequently during sex, you'll ejaculate much earlier?
No,
not necessarily, but it can happen. That can be an issue.
All right, John, there's a few issues here. Where's your mom?
Oh, my mom's, she's in my house. Well, she's at work now.
Yeah.
She works evenings.
Yeah. Do you? I don't want to talk to her. Do you love her?
Yeah.
Do you get along okay with mom?
Yeah.
Dad?
Yeah. Well, my dad, I don't like him as much as my mom.
Okay. She likes his mom. Why don't you masturbate and call me in the morning? Dude, go ahead and have yourself tonight, John.
I don't know if I really want to do it.
Okay, well, don't do it.
You're frightened by something about your sexuality, and you're 16. It's normal to be very confused about these things. So this will sort itself out as things go along here.
Right.
Something is bothering you. Something is going to come forward that you may or may not like or may have difficulty coping with. But it's you. You'll deal with it. It'll come along, and you'll figure this out.
And we'll just call John euphemistically a late bloomer.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
5 years from now, we're calling in the SWAT team. But for now, we'll call him a late bloomer. Hey, Engineer Mike there. Just press the old cart machine. You want to go ahead and fire that up? Thank you.
And a quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard. Wow, what the hell are they on about tonight, Bob? As usual, I have no idea what they're saying. Why aren't those young people in bed? Go to bed.
LoveLine, we'll be right back.
Your call cannot be completed. Your call cannot be completed.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of the staff or management or producers or directors or the advertising or anyone, but they might be Bob's.
I'm Bob, and they're mine.
The producer of LoveLine is Ann Wilkins. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.
Arg.
We now return you to your highly tested, regularly scheduled programming. Bye.
106.7 K-Rock. KROQ.